Welcome to Dobby's Repairs. I'm Dobby the Fixing Elf, and in this video I'll show you how to replace the rear drop links on a Mk2 Ford Focus. So let's get into it. So we're under the rear of the car here. As you can see, one of the drop links is already broken off. This is the other side. I've got it jacked up on an axle stand, so this is the easiest way to do it. You can do it without axle stands. Obviously the rusted fastener, they do get really rusty and really bad, so I sprayed it with a lot of WD-40 or penetrating oil here, as you can see. Just good spray, gets it all done. And here's the new part we're going to be replacing. It comes into 3 different components, so you unbolt it, and you get a top cap, the middle part, and then a bolt and a bottom part. And these 3 parts are what make up the drop link. So you slide them through. You have to dismantle them to put them on. So we'll move on to the next step in a moment. Now we're going to jack up the suspension just to take the pressure off so we can fit in the middle section of the drop link. You see, just lift it up, and once we get a big enough gap we can fit the drop link in the middle here. So you'll see me do that in just a second. So come through the bolt and hit the middle part of the drop link. So you want to get this on and get it through like this, and you see it'll soon slip through, and then we'll put a bolt on the top and we'll drop it right down. This is the easiest way of doing it. So once you get the bolt in place and the little nut on top, just drop it back down, as you can see here. It drops it in. You should normally line it up. Sometimes they're a bit more tricky. You have to jack it back up again. But that's the basic idea. Take the nut off the top then. And we can line up the top of the bolt. As you can see, it didn't work this time, so we can go back in with the middle part in. Just lift it up to get it to a certain height. And yeah, just make sure the holes are lined up on the top there. And then we'll put the bolt back through. I forget to put the bottom part on here. It's okay, we can just drop it out in just a moment, as you see me do here. So I realised I haven't put the bottom part on, so I'll drop the bolt out. And yeah, just pop it back up, like that. Get it somewhat lined up, and then you have to drop the pressure off. To get it in place, and as you drop it down, that should be lined up nicely. And then we can pop all the top part on. Yeah, then we'll put a bolt on it quickly, a nut on it, shall I say. Drop it, that's mandatory, you must drop the nut all the time. And once you get it started on there, which doesn't take too long really. There's very few threads, but there's enough to get it on there. You see me here, just twisting it up by hand to get it started. Always starting by hand, you don't want to cross thread them. The right pain to get out. And then all you have to do is just tighten it down with a spanner on top. These are 17mm fasteners, as you say, so the bottom 17 and the top 17. Some models of these differ, so it can be a 15 on top and a 17 on the bottom. But the basic idea is just get them on there and tighten them down. You don't want to over tighten them, because if you over tighten them, they'll crush the middle section and your drop link won't work properly. So yeah, now that's all done and nice, we'll move on to the other side. So I'm using the same 17mm fastener and the same 17mm on this side, so the 17mm on the bottom, 17mm on the top. You just want to break it loose and undo this old drop link. It can get really stuck, sometimes you have to cut them off, sometimes they break off like on the other side. If they do break off both of them at the same time, it makes it a bit more awkward, but you always do them one at a time, that always helps. So one side at a time, you don't want to loosen them both off and then try and fight it back to get them both back in place. If you do one at a time, they do get quite stuck in there. I tried hammering it off with a spanner here, it didn't work. So all you have to do is just jack it up with the jack again, and this old drop link will pop out nice and easily, as you see here in a few seconds. Boom, and there it's gone. Yeah, just keep jacking it up, and then we'll replace this old drop link with a new one in just a few moments. So here we come with the new drop link. So we've already got the middle part in place. And then we're going to slide the bolt through. These do get easier as you do them. So yeah, just about getting these parts lined up and in the right place. Gravity's not your friend here, it does always like to fight you. Once you get them all lined up, just take your time and get them lined up in the right way. And you can see that's pretty much lined up how it needs to be. I'll put the nut on top. And then in a few moments I will let it down. Just get the nut relatively secure on top, a couple of threads on there, Just to do a fling off when you drop the pressure on the suspension. Once you're happy with everything lined up, drop it down like that, and it'll pop down nice and easily. And then we can loosen the nut and drop the top cap on. So it pops on nice and simply. And as you can see, there's plenty of room here to get this on this time. It works easier. Once you've done the other side, it gets a bit better with the proper fastening on there. You do wear it after a while, but that's 17's all in there now. Now we'll pop the spanner on. Just give it a couple of turns to tighten it up, and then we'll get the ratchet and spanner again. Good combination. Just tighten it down nice and easily. And yeah, we'll just get it nice and tight. I like to leave a few centimetres sticking out of the top of the bolt, out the top of the nut, which is also a nylock nut, like I should mention, so it won't come loose in vibration. And yeah, once you get it done, you can see this is back on the ground and everything's in place nicely, and that's how you change the drop link on a Mk2 Ford Focus. If you enjoyed this video, why not drop a like? Any questions or feedback, let me know in the comments. I normally drop 2 videos a week, so if you haven't subbed to the channel yet, you should, and then you'll never miss another video. Do you know anyone else who would enjoy watching this video? Then feel free to share it with them. Thanks for watching until the end. Have a sensational day.